Hey there, I'm so glad you're here and welcome back to the Organized-ish Parent Podcast. I'm your host, Dianne Jimenez, and today's episode is for the mom who is right in the middle of summer and already feeling that quiet pressure building. The kids have been out of school for a few weeks now, maybe since June 24th or even June 30th, but either way, the school structure is gone. Backpacks may have been put away, or they're still laying out in the corner somewhere. The lunchboxes may not be in a daily rotation, but somehow the house feels like it's asking a lot from you, maybe more than during the school year, because summer has this funny way of looking relaxed from the outside, but feeling completely chaotic on the inside. Why? Because the schedule is looser. The kids are home more. There are wet towels, snacks, sunscreens, water bottles, random shoes lying around, and laundry that somehow multiplies overnight. Or is it just my house? Then you know exactly what I mean. So today's episode is all about a summer reset. Not a school reset, not a Sunday night get ready for the week reset, a summer reset. Because in the summer, the problem isn't always about Monday morning, is it? The problem is that weekends and weekdays kind of start bleeding into each other. And suddenly, nobody knows what day it is, what needs to happen, who has what, what's clean, or what we're eating for supper tonight, or even lunch or breakfast. So if summer feels a little heavier than it should, this episode is for you. Parenting can feel like a lot, especially when you're the one carrying the mental load, managing the home, and trying to keep everything from falling apart. If you're tired of being the default for everything, and you want simple systems that help your home run with more calm, more structure, and more teamwork, you're in the right place. Hey there, I'm Dianne Jimenez, mom of 3, coach, and professional organizer. And on this podcast, we talk about more than just organizing your home. We cover reducing the mental load, teaching kids real life skills, and creating routines that actually work in real family life. So whether you're folding laundry, out for a walk, or hiding in your car for a minute of peace, I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. I want you to hear this from the beginning. You don't need to recreate your school year routine in the middle of July. No, you just need enough structure so summer doesn't swallow the whole house whole. That's the goal. Not perfection, not strict schedules, not turning summer into a boot camp, just enough structure to help the house breathe. Here's a core truth for today. Summer doesn't need the same rhythm as the school year, but it still needs a rhythm, because when there's no rhythm at all, mom is the rhythm. Mom becomes the calendar. Mom becomes the snack manager, the towel tracker, the activity coordinator. Mom becomes the person who knows who needs what, when, where things are, whenever they need it, what needs to be packed, what doesn't need to be washed right now, and what needs to be bought. And that's where summer stops feeling fun and starts feeling like another full-time job, right? I want to tell you a story. I know I talked about this story before, so if you've been listening for a while, bear with me for a second because it fits here too. I remember one summer when the kids were still little, a mix between elementary school and daycare. And I remember telling Onig something like, listen, don't expect the house to be tip-top clean this summer, okay? And I said this not in a dramatic way, not in a I'm giving up kind of way. It was just very real because the kids were home. We were in and out of our community pool. They were wet, sometimes sandy. We were hungry. They needed to get changed. They always wanted to play. And the regular schedule was just all over the place. I felt like I always had to be on all the time, prepare the meals and snacks for the day, remember to put sunscreen on everyone, not just for the kids, clean up any messes, referee the little arguments, and deal with the upset and the aftermath of that. Be available for, Mama, where's my goggles, my hat, my sand toys, all the things. And honestly, I knew I couldn't keep up. Oni wasn't even putting that pressure on me, but I still needed to say it out loud because part of me was still carrying that expectation that even though the kids were home more and the schedule was looser, everyone was using the house harder. And that meant to me, I should somehow still keep things normal. And I know I'm not the only mom out here who does this. Summer comes and we think this will be easier. There'll be less school stuff to deal with, less homework, less reviewing, less lunch packing, less morning rushes. And in some ways, yes, that's true. But the summer brings a whole different kind of load, a less predictable one, a messier load, a load that's not always on the calendar, but still lands on you. And that's why the reset has to change, because the solution is not to force a school year routine into summer. The solution is to create a summer rhythm that matches the season you're actually in. So that's what we're doing today. So before I give you the 3 summer reset moves, I want you to do a quick mental check. Think about the last few days. How many of these have happened in your house? Wet or dirty towels were left somewhere they shouldn't be. Someone couldn't find their bathing suit, their goggles, sunscreen, their hats, their shoes, or water bottle, or whatever. Snacks felt like a full-time job. The kitchen got messy early in the day, more than usual. Laundry became confusing because some things were wet, some things were dirty, and some were kind of clean. You forgot what activity, camp, appointment, playdate, birthday party, or plan was happening that week. You felt irritated because everyone was home and somehow everything still came back to you. Now, if you said yes to 3 or more of these, you do not have a lazy family problem. You have a summer systems problem. And that's good news because systems can be adjusted. So let me put this out there. You're not failing summer. You're just using a rhythm that may not match summer. So let's fix that. Now, I want you to picture 2 summer homes. In house A, everyone is technically having a relaxed summer. But inside the house, things are piling up. Towels and suits are on the floor. The fridge is constantly being opened. There are cups everywhere. Someone needs sunscreen. Someone's asking where we're going today and what we're doing and who's coming over. Someone has an activity that nobody remembered. And mom is the only one mentally connecting all the dots. Now, picture house B. The house is not spotless. There may still be toys out. There may still be dishes to wash or put away. There might still be laundry to do, to dry, or to fold. But there is a place for the wet towels and suits. There's a plan for the snacks. There's a quick check-in about the week. And everyone has a small responsibility in keeping summer moving. House B is not calmer because it's cleaner. House B is calmer because the pressure is not living entirely in mom's head. That's the difference. So today, I want to give you the 3 summer reset moves, all right? Not a giant checklist. It's not a full house clean. It's not even a Sunday reset that makes everyone miserable. Just 3 moves that help summer feel lighter, okay? Reset move number 1. create summer launch zones. Now, during the school year, I mentioned this before, we usually think about launch zones as backpacks, shoes, lunch boxes, and school papers. But in summer, the launch zones change. Summer launch zones might include pool towels and bathing suits, sunscreen, water bottle, camp bags, activity gear, sandals, hats, goggles, and anything basically your family uses over and over and over again. The mistake we make is expecting summer items to magically land in the right place. Let me tell you, they won't, especially if kids are home more, especially if they're going outside a lot and then coming back in, changing, eating, inviting people over, getting dry, and then getting wet again, and then doing all of that on repeat every single day, all day long. So instead of asking, why is this stuff everywhere? Ask yourself this: where does this category need to live for the summer? Where do the wet towels go? Where do the bathing suits go? Where do the water bottles go? Where do we put the sunscreens and after sun stuff? Where do the camp bags go when they come home? Where do the snacks live? So they're easy access and the right snacks that you want them to eat. Where do the shoes land when kids are in and out all day? And please, do not overcomplicate this. A summer launch zone can be a basket, a hook, a bin, a shelf, or a spot by the door. So for example, a laundry basket for the pool stuff, that's what we do at home. And I have it sitting in our dining room away from everything. In the bathroom, we have a sunscreen caddy with all the lotions and the bug spray. A launch zone can also be a snack drawer or drawers. So for instance, at our house, my kids are a lot older, so there's a lot of snacking and a lot of eating, right? And they had their friends coming in and out too. So I have snacks in the pantry at the bottom, which they've been there since the beginning. And next to our dining room, there is kind of like this hutch from IKEA with the cubbies inside. And two of those cubbies have these bins inside, and one is for the salt snacks and one is for the sweet snacks. So they know exactly where to get the snack that they need. And just so you know, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but it has to be obvious. Because when a system is obvious, people are more likely to use it, right? And when a system is hidden or complicated, guess who becomes the system? Mom. So this week, I want you to choose one summer launch zone. Create it or improve it. Just one, okay? Maybe it's the towel and bathing suit zone. Like I said, at my house, it's in a basket near the dining room where it's obvious that it's there. Maybe it's a water bottle zone, so it's not all over the house and they're getting clean cups every single time they're thirsty. Okay? So pick the thing that's currently making you the most irritated. That's usually a great clue. All right, so reset move number 2. Do a weekly what's happening check-in. I love this. This is where summer gets tricky though. During school year, the rhythm is more predictable, right? School starts at a certain time, lunches are needed, homework happens, activities are usually built around the school week, right? But summer is different. One week there might be camp. One week might be nothing at all. One week they might be staying at grandma's house. One week might include all the appointments, not just for them, but for you too. One week might be just play dates. Another one could be family coming over from out of town or right around the corner. One week might be construction holiday. And another week might also be half work, half the kids at home, and half a how is this even possible? So the reset has to include a weekly check-in, not a long meeting, not at all. Not a formal family sit down like a summit or something. Just a simple, quick conversation even. What's happening this week? Who needs to be where? What days are weird? Who has activities, play dates, birthdays? What do we need to pack for XYZ activity, okay? What food do we need available? What's one thing we should not forget this week? And that's it. And this is something you can do at, let's say, a Sunday supper or a Sunday evening, or even sometimes a Monday morning before the chaos starts because it's more realistic for you. The day matters less than the habit because the goal is to make the week visible. When the week stays invisible, guess who carries all of these things in their head? Mom, right. But when the week is spoken out loud, the family can start to participate. And this is especially important in summer because summer weeks are rarely identical. So if you feel like you're constantly being surprised by your own calendar, this reset move is for you. Ask the question, what does this week look like? And then let everyone answer it, even the kids, especially the kids, because part of raising capable kids is helping them learn to see time, to see responsibilities, to see what's coming up, and to understand that plans don't magically happen. Someone has to think ahead. Someone has to prepare. Someone has to think about what they need to bring and prepare in the bags. Someone needs to fill the water bottles and all of those things. And we want that someone to stop always being you. All right, moving on to reset move number 3. Choose one daily anchor. This is where I want you to be careful because when moms hear summer routine, they often think it means planning the whole day. Wake up time, breakfast time, learning time, outdoor time, screen time, reading time, cleanup time. Listen. If that works for you, wonderful, great, that's awesome. But for a lot of families, especially in the middle of summer, that becomes too much. So instead of trying to structure the whole day, choose one daily anchor. One thing that helps the day feel less chaotic. A daily anchor could be a morning kitchen reset, a towel reset after swimming, a 10-minute family cleanup before screens, a snack station refill, water bottle refill, a before bed reset, or a what's happening tomorrow check. Just one anchor, because one repeated anchor is better than a perfect routine that nobody follows. For example, if your house falls apart by noon because breakfast, snacks, and lunch are all a blur together, your daily anchor might be kitchen reset before lunch, not a deep clean. Just clearing the counter, loading the dishwasher, and getting food chaos under control. If your issue is wet stuff everywhere, your anchor might be towels and bathing suits go to their zone before dinner. Like at our house, towels and bathing suits get hung to dry outside. Now, if your issue is screen time battles, your anchor might be before the screens, everyone does one reset job. If your issue is the evening crash, your anchor might be 10 minutes before bed, everyone resets one thing for tomorrow. Again, not the whole house, one anchor, one rhythm, one repeated expectation. Because small systems done consistently will beat big systems done once and then abandoned. Now, let me pause here because I want to say something really important. A summer reset is not about controlling summer. It's about supporting summer. It's not about removing the fun. It's about reducing the friction around the fun. Because if the kids swim, but every towel ends up on the floor, mom pays for the fun later, right? You've been there before. If everyone snacks all day, but the kitchen is destroyed by 2 p.m., guess who pays for that fun later on? Yeah, you guessed it, mom. If everyone is relaxed, but nobody knows what's happening this week, again, who's paying for that fun later? Usually mom. And this is where resentment builds, not because you don't want your kids to enjoy summer. No, of course you do. But because enjoyment without shared responsibility becomes invisible labor for you. And that's what we're trying to change. So here's your practical exercise for this week. You can pause this episode and do it now or come back to it later. Grab a piece of paper. At the top of it, write, what's making summer feel heavier than it needs to? Then list everything. Wet towels and suits, snacks chaos, more laundry, camp bags, screen time. This is huge. The kitchen is always a disaster. Everyone asking what to do. It could be activities, groceries, kids not helping, the house being lived in all day. Whatever it is, write it down. Then circle your top 3. Those become your summer reset priorities. Not forever, just for this season. Then choose one move from each category. One summer lunch zone, one weekly check-in, and one daily anchor. That's your summer reset. One launch zone, one weekly check-in, one daily anchor. That's it. And please hear me. If you do this and it's messy at first, that doesn't mean it's not working. It just means your family is learning something new, a new rhythm. The first time you say, towels go here, someone forgets. That's normal. The first time you might ask, what does this week look like? Someone might shrug. Expected. The first time you say, before screens, we need to reset the living room, someone may complain. Expected. It doesn't mean stop. In fact, this is where a lot of parents unintentionally give up. We try something new for a few days, the kids forget, nobody puts anything away, and we assume this system is not working. But often, we're giving up too quickly. And the truth is, most of us are not naturally consistent right away either, right? In fact, a lot of adults struggle with consistency. Raise your hand if this is you, because I'm raising my hand. So it's safe to say that kids will also be the same way. Their difference is that we understand the consequences of inconsistency. Kids don't. Consistency is learned through repetition. Ownership is learned through repetition. If we keep changing the expectation or stop reminding them because it feels easier in the moment, then they'll never get enough practice to build the habit. Let me say that part one more time because it needs to be understood. If we stop reminding them because it feels easier in the moment, then they will never get enough practice to build the habit. Remember, consistency begins with you. So that means stay consistent. And maybe that's really the heart of all of this. The small rhythms you create now are not just about getting through summer a little more smoothly, because you're not just cleaning up after summer. You're teaching your family how to function inside summer. That's different. And this is where your leadership matters. Not because you need to do it all, but because you're the one deciding we're not going to let summer become a free-for-all that burns mom out. We're going to enjoy summer with enough structure to keep the whole from swallowing us whole. So if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, Dianne, I don't need a school year routine, but I do need some kind of rhythm. That's your next step. Start small. Pick the one thing that's causing you the most friction. Install one simple system, then involve your family. Do not wait until the whole house is out of control. Do not wait until you're resentful. Do not wait until August hits when everyone is cranky and the house feels like it needs a full rescue mission. Start now, in the middle of summer, with one reset. All right, I know I've been talking a lot, I've said a lot, I've given a lot of information, so let's do a quick recap, okay? Summer reset move number 1, create a summer launch zone. Ask yourself, where does this summer stuff need to live? Reset move number 2, do a weekly what's happening check-in with the family. Ask, what does this week look like for everyone? Reset move number 3, choose one daily anchor. Ask, what repeated reset would make our days feel lighter? That's the whole thing. And if you only remember one line from this episode, remember this. Summer does not need to be perfectly organized to feel calmer. It just means fewer things landing on you by default. That's the work. Not perfection, not control, not more pressure. Just fewer things landing on you by default. So if you want my summer reset checklist, DM me the word reset and I'll help you think through your summer launch zones, your weekly check-in, and your daily anchor so you're not starting from scratch. And if you're listening to this thinking, Dianne, my issue is not towels or snacks. No, my issue is that everything still falls back on me. That's exactly why I created the Clarity Kickstart, because sometimes the problem isn't the stuff. It's the bottleneck. It's figuring out where everything is flowing through you and what needs to shift so your home can run more like a team. I'll put the details in the show notes. You do not need to recreate a school year structure in July. You don't need a perfect summer routine. You definitely don't need to spend your whole weekend catching up. You need a summer rhythm that supports real life. One launch zone, one weekly check-in, one daily anchor. All right, my friend, thank you so much for being here. As always, I appreciate your time and I will see you next episode. Bye-bye.